Days of Our Lives, major changes, fresh focus, and emotional depth to Salem, Salem. May, Days of Our Lives fans are beginning to experience a significant shift in storytelling, following the official airing of episodes written by Paula Quigley and Jean Marie Ford. Although the duo took over the writing team last July, the typical 8 to 9 month production lag means their work is just now reaching viewers. Starting April 24th, audiences will notice Ford concluding Ron Carlivati's unfinished plots while also accelerating the new narrative arcs created by Quigley and Ford. The co-head writers have stated their intent to focus on emotional depth rather than relying solely on intricate plots, while understanding that storylines still drive emotional engagement. Early episodes under their leadership already reflect this change, including emotional scenes between Paulina Price and Chanel Dupree as they bond over an impending adoption, and Jack Jr. Devereaux's heartfelt plea to reunite with Gabby Hernandez. Moving forward, the goal is clear: faster-paced plots that evoke both laughter and tears without dragging the storyline. A welcome promise for longtime viewers weary of drawn-out narratives. Emotional goodbyes and major returns may mark the beginning of major developments. A central highlight will be the return of Hope Brady for a key story arc, leading into the emotional farewell and funeral of John Black in June. The writers emphasize that John's send-off will be handled with the utmost respect and depth, honoring both the character and the actor, Drake Hodgson, who has been battling serious health issues in real life. Quigley and Ford's scripting ensures John's departure will be meaningful, crafted with hopes that Hodgson might one day return. The writers aim to deliver scripts that make viewers feel, but without forcing them to endure slow, meandering storylines. 5 key changes fans are eager to see. 1. A kinder, gentler E.J. DiMera. Under the previous writing regime, E.J. DiMera often appeared as a ruthless antagonist. Now, fans are beginning to see a softer, more reflective E.J. emerge. Upon waking from his coma, E.J. questions his past actions and expresses a genuine desire to change for the better. His concern over the shooting incident, his emotional response to visits from Johnny DiMera and Sammy Brady, and his rejection of underhanded schemes suggest that E.J. may truly be seeking redemption. If this change is genuine, it opens the door for deeper familial bonds, including a possible reconciliation with Johnny and a reunion with Belle Black. Viewers are hopeful that E.J.'s character will continue down this more thoughtful and emotionally nuanced path. 2. Reducing dark and heavy themes. Another anticipated change is a reduction in storylines involving sensitive and controversial topics, particularly those involving sexual assault. During Ron Carlivati's tenure, there was heavy criticism over the frequent revisiting of traumatic themes, including the retelling of Kayla Brady and Jack Devereaux's assault and multiple other troubling plots. Fans expressed widespread dissatisfaction, especially regarding insensitive portrayals and comments made by Carlivati on social media. Quigley and Ford appear poised to steer Days away from these dark storylines, favoring more respectful and mindful storytelling in the future. 3. Strengthening family connections. One of the most positive shifts under the new writers is the renewed focus on family relationships. Emotional moments between Kayla Brady and J.J. Devereaux, as well as Maggie Horton-Kiriaki's supporting Chad DiMera, are examples of a welcome return to stories that celebrate family bonds. Further strengthening this theme, Will Horton's upcoming return alongside his now older daughter Ariana Horton promises more family-centered storylines. Additionally, rekindling relationships like that between Johnny and E.J. adds emotional richness to the show, reinforcing the ties that bind Salem's families together. 4. Moving away from mad science plots. The previous era featured a heavy reliance on implausible science fiction elements, primarily driven by Dr. Wilhelm Rolf's bizarre experiments, memory-altering serums, and resurrection formulas. While occasional suspension of disbelief is part of soap opera tradition, many viewers felt that the extremes in Days bordered on parody. Quigley and Ford seem determined to refocus the narrative on authentic human drama rather than outrageous scientific contrivances. Reducing mad science plots in favor of real, emotional storytelling will likely restore credibility and emotional investment for the audience. 5. Improving special episodes, especially Halloween. Another change fans are hoping for is a reworking of standalone episodes, particularly around Halloween. In recent years, Halloween episodes often involved the resurrection of long-dead characters like Nick Fallon and Charlie Dale, contributing little to ongoing storylines and often feeling disconnected from the main narrative. Moving forward, fans hope holiday episodes will serve the broader story arcs, enhancing rather than distracting from ongoing plots. The goal is to create emotionally resonant, story-driven specials that fit seamlessly into the show's continuity. Conclusion. A new chapter for Days of Our Lives. The shift in leadership at Days of Our Lives signals a profound and welcome change. Under Paula Quigley and Jean-Marie Ford, the show promises to return to its emotional roots while delivering faster, more engaging storylines. Next, Days of Our Lives. Why eliminating Dr. Rolf's outlandish experiments is essential for the show's future in the world of daytime television. Soap operas have always asked viewers for a degree of suspended disbelief. Characters survive seemingly fatal accidents, return from the dead, and endure unbelievable twists of fate. Yet even within the expansive creative license that soap operas enjoy, there are boundaries that, when crossed too often, erode the emotional foundation of the stories being told. One recurring problem on Days of Our Lives is the persistent reliance on the outlandish scientific experiments of Dr. Wilhelm Rolf. While these plots initially provided surprising twists and temporary intrigue, the continued use of Rolf's unbelievable experiments, resurrection serums, memory erasure formulas, brainwashing machines, has ultimately weakened the storytelling integrity of the show. As Days of Our Lives moves into a new era under writers Paula Quigley and Jean-Marie Ford, it is time to seriously reconsider and ultimately eliminate Dr. Rolf's mad science from the narrative landscape. Below, we explore several logical reasons why this change is not only necessary but crucial for the show's longevity. 1. Authenticity is the heart of soap opera storytelling at its best. Days of Our Lives is a show about relationships, marriages, family bonds, betrayals, forgiveness, and the enduring struggle between good and evil. Even when characters make dramatic choices, they are supposed to be grounded in recognizable human emotion. Dr. Rolf's experiments strip away that authenticity. When death is no longer final because a serum can bring anyone back, loss loses its meaning. When minds can be wiped clean or manipulated by a device, the consequences of betrayal, love, or loyalty are undermined. In a narrative where nothing is permanent and any mistake can be undone with science fiction, emotional investment by viewers naturally diminishes. Real emotion comes from real stakes. If a character dies, viewers mourn. If a character betrays another, viewers feel the heartbreak. If those events can be reversed with a vial of serum, why should the audience care? 2. Overuse has led to predictability and fatigue. Initially, Dr. Rolf's experiments offered a few shocking moments, Stefano Di Mere's return, for example, or the revival of presumed dead characters like Will Horton. However, as time went on, the device became overused. Every major death came with a lingering suspicion. Was the character really dead? Would Dr. Rolf reappear with another serum? This predictability has eroded the suspense and emotional power of key plot developments. Viewers no longer grieve or fear when a character is in danger. Instead, they assume that science fiction will provide an easy out. Instead of feeling fresh and exciting, Dr. Rolf's appearances became a crutch used to solve narrative problems or reverse unpopular decisions. In doing so, they robbed the show of its ability to shock, grieve, and move audiences in authentic ways. 3. Undermining character development and growth. Good storytelling allows characters to evolve over time. They suffer losses, they make mistakes, they grow. When mad science intervenes, that process is short-circuited. A character who dies does not have to be mourned, they can simply return. A character who commits an atrocity under brainwashing is absolved of guilt. Characters who could have faced the consequences of their actions are too easily redeemed through external forces rather than internal growth. This undermines the most basic principles of character-driven storytelling. Growth should be earned, not handed out via mind wipes or miraculous medical treatments. By removing these shortcuts, Days of Our Lives can return to stories where change, redemption, and emotional healing are hard-won and deeply meaningful. 4. Diminishing the gravity of death and loss. Death is a powerful tool in storytelling because it provides finality and forces characters to confront grief, loss, and transformation. In Salem, however, death has become little more than a temporary inconvenience. Beloved characters disappear only to be returned later through convoluted scientific methods. This practice cheapens not only the event of death itself, but also the audience's emotional experience. The loss of a character should be meaningful. It should have lasting effects on the survivors. It should push the story forward in profound ways. When death is reversible, the emotional stakes are lowered to the point of irrelevance. Eliminating Dr. Rolf's resurrection plots would help Days of Our Lives restore the emotional weight and narrative gravity that comes with true, irreversible loss. 5. Alienating longtime viewers seeking grounded drama soap operas have survived for decades because they reflect heightened versions of real human experiences. Love, betrayal, hope, despair. The best storylines are rooted in emotional truth, even when the surrounding circumstances are dramatic. Many longtime Days viewers express frustration with the increasingly unbelievable storylines involving memory-erasing serums, brain transplants, and other science fiction elements. These plots feel disconnected from the core of what made the show beloved for generations. Fans tune in for stories about families, romances, rivalries, and redemption, not to watch Frankenstein-like experiments or characters coming back from the dead again and again. By shifting back toward grounded, emotionally authentic storytelling, Days of Our Lives can re-engage its most loyal audience, the fans who have stuck with the show for decades because they care deeply about these characters as human beings, not science projects. 6. Risk of satirizing itself. There is a fine line between drama and self-parody. In recent years, Days of Our Lives has increasingly risked crossing that line with over-the-top plot devices like Dr. Rolf's experiments. The resurrections, memory wipes, and endless serums have pushed the show dangerously close to feeling like a parody of itself, more a Saturday Night Live skit than a serious daytime drama. Soap operas thrive when they take themselves seriously, inviting viewers into a world where emotions run high and decisions have real consequences. Allowing the show to drift into absurdity damages its credibility and the seriousness with which viewers engage. Cutting back on these fantastical elements would allow Days to reclaim its dignity and maintain the emotional intensity that keeps viewers coming back. Conclusion: a necessary evolution for Days of Our Lives. In closing, the elimination of Dr. Rolf's implausible experiments is not about removing excitement or drama from Days of Our Lives. It is about preserving the very heart of what makes the show resonate with millions of viewers around the world. Real stakes, real emotions, real consequences. Without these, even the most glamorous characters and the most shocking twists lose their meaning. As Days enters a new chapter, leaving behind the crutch of mad science and returning to the emotional roots of human storytelling is not just a preference, it is a necessity for the show's survival and future success. Salem deserves stories grounded in love, betrayal, grief, hope, and redemption. Stories where actions matter, where losses are felt, and where victories are earned, not manufactured in a laboratory. It is time for Days of Our Lives to honor its rich history and its devoted fans by choosing storytelling that respects the intelligence, emotions, and loyalty of its audience. The future of Salem depends on it.